Okay, so this is a game. This is Tomb Raider Anniversary. It is the 10-year anniversary of the original Tomb Raider 1 from 1996. Came out 11 years later, don't worry about it. And this is one heck of a game. So if you've ever seen a Tomb Raider speedrun, especially of Legend or this game, this is probably the most broken one. In particular, this category. So if you're wondering what any % bug jump means, there's also a category called no bug jump, which is way more popular. And you will see why quite soon.
Yes.
No one wants to run this. But I'm just gonna throw it in. This game is very, very fast paced. I'm gonna do my best to explain what's going on. But I'm just gonna jump straight in. Alright, and let's go.
Alright, so that was pretty much last time this game was not completely glitched.
Yeah. Speaking of, the game is already broken.
Yes.
So when you get landing on a ledge animation like this, you can do that. Hang on, I'm going to gain a bit more height. There we go. This is called an airwalk. Basically, by interrupting the end of an animation by drawing your guns mid-air before you land, you get in this state where gravity doesn't exist. You see this corridor that doesn't properly exist, but I just need to touch the door. There we go. I'll explain a bit more what just happened later. You can see currently I'm rolling backwards with my guns drawn. This is called backhand springing. It's about the fastest you can move. There is a faster way to move, but I can't do it yet. I'm just gonna kind of roll up this wall to skip that room, and that's that. Okay. I'm side rolling. This is also pretty fast. It's not quite as fast, but at least I can see where I'm going, which is quite the advantage. Then there's also swan diving, which is also quite fast. I should also mention I'm playing with VSync off, so my FPS is uncapped. It allows things like this. That is not where the lever is. This is an effect. Lever doesn't properly interact with stuff like that. Okay, I got it. I just did basically a double jump. The way that this works is normally while you're using your guns, you can't grapple. Grappling is this. You can't do this with your guns drawn. Hang on. But there is a way that you can, specifically during an aim jump, which is this. If you can get Lara in a state where she is technically aiming but doesn't have guns in her hands, you can grapple while aiming, which you're not supposed to, and it has some weird effects. If you do it in the air, like during an aim jump, the game will think that you're on the ground, so you can use this to double jump. And that is actually what a bug jump is. It doesn't seem like much, doesn't seem like an excuse why people don't want to run this, but you'll see.
Yeah, that was one bug jump.
There was one bug jump.
Would surely be useful if we could repeat that.
Yeah, if we could do more of those.
That would be very helpful.
Okay. So this is a big gate that I don't want to go through. I'm gonna get an airwalk. Whoops. I'm not gonna get an airwalk.
That's okay.
Now I'm gonna get an airwalk from this ledge. Alright. Just kind of go up here. You can go through the side of this column. I need to go through here. There we go. Now I'm out of bounds. So I'm not just doing this to skip the gate. You can see the corridor just kind of ends there. This is because this game is split into a bunch of areas so that everything isn't loaded at once. What I'm gonna try and do now is kind of load the next room, but while staying out of bounds. Got it? If you paid attention, you saw I got a checkpoint there. And now I am in this place.
Yeah, that checkpoint extends way beyond where it should be.
Yeah.
So you can kind of teleport forward as well.
Yep. You just need to load that one room, and as long as you're still out of bounds, you can just fall into it. Alright, so here's by the way, I just jumped on that keyhole. It's as easy as it looks. Here's another gate that I'm not going through. Instead, I'm gonna gain a very specific amount of height. Need to be careful here that I don't gain too much. It's not difficult to clip out of this room if you have an airwalk, but I want to stay as low as possible, because I'm gonna try and clip back inbounds through a roof, and if I'm too high, then I can't do that. Then I'd have to get a new airwalk. Anyway, I mentioned before the whole thing with being able to get an airwalk and stay out of bounds. Oh, I'm actually too high.
That's not too bad. I mean,
yes, I can do a backup here.
Exactly.
Let's get a new airwalk. So I mentioned before, aim jumping while having no guns in your hands. There's 3 ways to do this. One of them is to do a weird thing where you just click aim very shortly and then jump. That's what I've been doing for the last 2 bug jumps. Then there's a method where you reload and then jump so that Laura puts her guns away at the end of the reload animation mid-air. But then there's a third, far more powerful version. Oh, there's no...
Well...
Okay, hang on. Okay, I have to explain this. You can get through level transitions faster in this game by pressing Alt F4. Because
Yes. If your keyboard had
if
F4
this keyboard had an Alt F4, so
whoops.
instead have to. Oh, what? Okay, that's new.
Should be fine though, right?
If this keyboard had an F4 key, which it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean you're still behind the.
Yeah, I just
keyboard.
have to do it like this.
Exactly.
My plan was to stay out of bounds, to skip some of this, but this is fine.
Yeah, so if you Alt F4 in this game, it doesn't immediately quit you out of the game. It brings up a pop-up that asks you if you want to exit the game. And with that, we can cut out significant time on the statistics screens.
I guess I'm running glitchless. What am I doing?
Yes, clearly you're
There
running
we go.
glitchless. Yes, yes.
Well, it isn't anymore. Okay, so this is another big level that I'm gonna try to skip. Got it first try, nice. By rubbing up against that pillar, you can lose height. I'm trying to lose a very specific amount so I can clip out of bounds, but so I can still get in here. The reason I did this is because there's a big ball up there. And normally when you enter the corridor here, it falls down and a bunch of gates close. But by just jumping on the other side of it, it never happens. So I skip basically the entire level. Alright, so this is just an escape section where not much happens. This is a good time for maybe 1 or 2 donations.
I would love to tell you a little bit more about the charity, if that's all right with you. So Alzheimer-Fondens' aim and purpose is to increase fundraising to the benefit of scientific research in order to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease affects so many people across the world, and every year, Alzheimer's Funded Science Council and their board of directors grant scientists, researchers, and projects around $3 million. With your help, that's everybody in the room, everybody at home, everybody watching online, everybody in chat, we can get more projects funded for Alzheimer's research, and every cent, every dollar you are donating goes directly to Alzheimer-Fonden, and we are at $48,745. Let's keep it going. Let's keep those donations coming in.
Alright, so that was a QTE. This game has a few QuickTime events in it that you can't do anything about. You have to go through them. So now I'm in Greece. I just kind of looked to the left. If you don't look at these lines, they kind of just don't attack you for quite a while. It's very convenient. I'm just going to go through this wall, don't worry about it. So now I have a shotgun on my back, as you can see. But I can't switch to it. If I scroll my mouse wheel, nothing happens. This is because you can only switch to a weapon if you have any ammo for it. Unless you do this, which I just did, which is manually selected in your inventory. So now I can do that thing where I switch my weapons to do something, but only once. Also, that thing where grappling in the air causes the game to think you're on the ground. If you do this during a fall, you can cancel any fall damage with it. This game's version of a fall damage cancel. Okay. Also, another thing is if you do a headstand in this, the game doesn't calculate any collision until you're done. I can use that to get out of bounds here. Nice. There we go.
Yep.
Alright, so now I'm gonna carefully not fall out of bounds. And there we go. That was another level skipped. This is a running gag in this run. If the entrance is close to the exit, I will be skipping the entire level. Alright, so things are about to drastically change in this run. For the better or for the worse. Because now I have ammo.
Yeah, believe it or not, this was not the main glitch part of the game.
Yeah,
that's about to start. Because now we have ammo.
Whenever I do attempts of this is like the 7-minute cutscene that the game starts with before I get to start. So now I can do this. I can just switch weapons at will, or more precisely when I press keys. And I have a pretty weird setup for buttons. So normally, I'll explain it later, there's no time.
Just enjoy.
Just watch.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Wonderful.
So yeah, that's multiple bug jumps.
Hang on, wait, let me.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh.
Can't skip a cutscene. Now I need to focus. Perfect.
Jeez.
Okay. So normally when you do this jump, you can't do anything fancy. So this is a very limited jump. Normally you can only do a regular jump out of it. But if you grapple again very fast, you can cancel the grapple animation and do anything you want. So by strategically pressing a bunch of buttons in a specific order, oh, whoops. That's an out of bounds to skip the stairway, which I just messed up. Which means I need to grab that again. I need that ammo for later. By basically doing jump, then switch weapons, and then grappling twice very fast, and then repeating that over and over again, I can just I can keep bug jumping forever. This is called the infinite bug jump, and this is the reason why no one wants to run this. Oh yeah, by the way, the hair. I should explain the hair. This is
feel free to. I mean,
this is the result of the game running at above 1000 FPS. This happened. This didn't happen on the practice PCs, but it is happening here.
yeah, so VSync of, as we said, like running with unlimited frames pretty much has a few very interesting effects. That's one of them. You will also see when we swan dive, for example, down slopes, you get significant boost, which is another positive side effect. Yeah. So yeah.
That was, by the way, the Palace of Midas.
Yeah.
I skipped it.
Don't blink, I guess.
Yeah, don't blink or you're gonna miss the entire level. I'm gonna get a safety checkpoint. I could have stayed out of bounds, but I don't want to mess this up. Now, I'm just gonna do this sideways. I'm not gonna go for the YOLO strat here of doing this backwards. Because I'm gonna do this now. Oh, almost messed it up. You can also switch. I can't talk.
Just focus.
There we go. And fall damage cancel, and we're good. You can also switch directions mid-air, but doing this while keeping up that rhythm is very annoying.
So the airwalk we saw at the start, it is obviously a very powerful tool, but it has quite a few limitations with it. So for example, you can't change the height whenever you want. But of course, being able to mid-air jump pretty much whenever and wherever you want kind of resolves that issue. Okay. So that's why it's a much more powerful tool.
So I could do this with airwalks, but I don't want to.
Mainly because it's slow.
Yeah, this is fun. So bug jumping backwards is actually the fastest movement type in this game, by far. You can't move any faster. And I tried to backwards bug jump all the way to the other side of that temple, but I can't even get that in practice at all. I'm too bad.
Like, it's probably not even possible to see it right now, but the cadence, the frequency at which the keys have to be pressed is very specific, and it's like very good ASMR for me, but you can't really hear it. But like, this is
I wish it was
top notch
for me.
Top notch.
There we go.
Keyboard and mouse ASMR for me, at least.
There was another whole bunch of level skip. This is Pierre. Don't worry about him. There's a plot somewhere here. Okay, next is Centaurs. Okay, so
yeah, boss fights, right?
Yeah, this is one of the few boss fights I have to do. FPS is very high, so I'm super concerned. This boss fight just... Yeah, he was T-posing, I saw it. This boss fight is very broken in high FPS. Sometimes these guys are just out of bounds somewhere. What are you doing? Okay, there we go. So, these guys will either run at you so you can shield, grapple and steal their shields like this, or they will try to turn you to stone. And what I'm going to try and do now is aggro the one who still has a shield to basically skip a cycle if the game will let me aim at him. Thanks. Alright. So now I cannot miss a single shot, so I really hope the other Centaur doesn't run directly into my way, which he likes to. No,
all good, all good.
Wonderful. Alright. Come on.
Yeah, this means the second one, since he already doesn't have a shield, will directly try to turn into stone, which you can reflect.
I can't steal his shield anymore, so he won't charge. Also, this is FPS depends.
Good.
Alright, that was Greece. Now it's time... that was not Greece.
That
Wait,
was
that
Greece.
was Greece.
That was Greece.
Now it's time for Egypt.
Yes, and that's already 2 out of the 4 levels in the game done.
Okay.
We're 12 minutes in.
I got it. Oh, no, oh. Shit.
Hi, yes.
Okay, man.
Bug jumped too well. Please
bug
don't
jumped
be
too
this good.
Yeah, so bug jumping backwards is weird in a lot of ways, because you can't do it at the same rhythm. It's very difficult to gain height backwards. I tried to do it there. You need to do it in a kind of weird galloping motion for that to properly work. Okay, so now I'm gonna try and skip a cutscene trigger. That is not... that's not right. That is not a cutscene trigger. Well, also works.
I mean,
I did make it past the trigger.
Yeah. Okay. So there would also usually be 2 mummies here that attack you, but why if you can just not trigger them?
Yeah, if I don't trigger the cutscene, these guys just don't spawn.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna go through this wall. If you played this game carefully, you know how massive a skip this is. Yes. I just skipped 2 levels at once. There's an entire extra area that I'm not gonna go to. Okay, so now I have to keep this up for a while. I need to really focus on my clicking. Okay, got it. Wonderful. I'm not gonna do this backwards because I always get crushed by these crushers here. If I try. Come on. There we go. Wonderful cycle. Good. Okay. So this is the Sanctuary of the Skion, final level in Egypt. There's a whole puzzle where you have to collect a bunch of eggs to open this. We have to collect a couple of eggs to open this door. But I can fly. In fact, we actually even argued if this trick is glitchless that I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Well, not the airwalk part of it, but the rest of it. Because you don't even really clip through any collision. You can just get over that gate.
Yes, you can just do a normal jump pretty much. It's just as well possible.
Here you can see another effect of low FPS. This
well, high FPS.
On high FPS, I mean. If you swan dive onto a slope, it just kind of warps you down like
exactly.
this. Not that effective here, but it can be pretty big. I'm gonna do this sideways. I'm not gonna do it backwards. I've had enough of backwards bug jumping already. Alright, this is another whole puzzle room that I didn't do. And we're almost at the end of Egypt. Egypt is very scuffed in this run.
Yes. Not just in this run, but yeah.
I'm gonna go for it once, doing this backwards.
So the enemies here are somewhat similar to the start of Greece.
Let's go.
Yeah, perfect. Where you don't look at them, it delays the trigger, but all good here.
Yeah. These guys are much worse than no bug jump.
Yeah, they can shoot fireballs.
Yeah, they can snipe me. They can snipe me, and if they do this in no bug jump, I'm just screwed. Because there's no way to get up to those platforms without doing it the intended way, without bug jumps. Here's another quick time event, and another good time for a few donations or announcements.
Absolutely, I've got a $5 donation coming for you. It says, "Hey Persky, yo Kadarev. This is coming from Heinke. The kids are finally asleep, and I can watch this run. Good luck with the run. I'm glad to see the best Tomb Raider being run at the event. Hopefully I can be back at ESA Summer. Greet everyone from me," and that's love from Heinke. Thank you for your donation.
Thank you,
Thank you, Heinke. Okay, so now we're in Lost Island. I skipped everything, but basically my guns were taken away. I snuck onto this place. This is the Lost Island. It's like a remnant of Atlantis. Don't worry about it. Just look up the plot description on Wikipedia. But I don't have any guns, which means I can't airwalk, I can't bug jump, I can't really do anything. So I'm playing glitchless right now.
Cheating-free zone.
Cheating-free zone.
For about 20 seconds.
That's a bit longer. It's a donation long. We can have another donation here.
I'd love to tell you a little bit about the prizes that are available. You're talking a lot about FPS and how this is important. We have some awesome prizes from our sponsors at WD Black. 3 prizes of choice available to 3 lucky winners who will provide their choice of prize for hard disk drives and solid-state drive solutions for PC and console gamers. Those will be available to anyone that makes a minimum donation of $50 for your chance to win a wonderful prize from WD Black.
So this is RNG manipulation here. No, this is nothing. I'm doing this for fun. So you're supposed to do a whole puzzle with a bunch of fuses, but I'm gonna do something else. There we go. I have my guns back.
My only and proud contribution to this game.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So if you grapple in this game, your interaction hitbox gets slightly extended. Not that you can grab your guns through that wall. Normally you're supposed to do a whole bunch of stuff to break the roof. But no thank you. I have my guns back, I can airwalk.
Yes, but you don't have 2 weapons yet, so
yes, right.
That's a huge problem, right?
Yeah, I can't bug jump now.
Yeah, that's
because I only have
terrible.
1 pair of weapons. Imagine there was just guns here.
Yeah, that would be very useful. Oh, nice.
I mean, it's good, but also I have to bug jump again.
That's good for me, but...
Oh yeah, ASMR. Come on. There we go, I didn't die. Okay.
Favorite room?
Yeah, my favorite room. I always fail this room, I don't know why. It's just going up. There we go, I actually got it for once. Now, do I get the very simple airwalk? I do. Wonderful.
Oh, good.
Okay. So there's another big cutscene trigger here that I'm skipping. If you look closely, you can see one of these guys T-posing in the background.
And some very interesting out of bounds.
Yeah, right. Also that square.
But
it has some random guns on it that you can actually collect.
Yes.
It's possible to get down there.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go past this gate, skipping a pretty huge puzzle. And let's see. I'm going to try and backwards bug jump through this entire corridor section here without hitting a wall. See how far I get. That doesn't count.
Yeah. I didn't see anything. It's all good.
There we go. Okay.
Easy.
So this is a big old room that I'm traversing backwards. And next is everyone's favorite part of bug jump, the vertical room. So there's a huge puzzle where you're supposed to shoot a bunch of targets in kind of platform your way up this room, but I can fly, so
Why use platforms?
I have
when
to
you
bug jump up this entire room for like 30 seconds straight. Okay, I need to focus. Yeah, let's go! Did it. Okay. So in a happier time, like half a year ago, this would be the end of the bug jumping. But I have had some horrible ideas that I'm gonna try and show off. They will not save time, but they will be cool if I get them. Gonna grab this ammo for the final boss fight. Okay, what I'm gonna try and do now is roll into this corner. You're gonna see something like that again in a bit. Come on, please. To unload this room, get around the loading trigger, then go another room backwards until no collision exists, and now I'm out of bounds. And I can just get around another gate that I would otherwise have to do. I could also bug jump this, but no thank you.
Yeah, you have to focus on this next boss fight, right?
Yeah, right. This is the torso boss fight. That's just what it's called. But however, there is a way to clip out of this room. It's not even that hard. The problem is once you're out of bounds, you can't load this room anymore from the other side. So I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to unload this room. The collision is still here, but I can't see it anymore. And I have to traverse out, clip out of bounds without seeing it. So I basically have to clip out of bounds in an invisible room. Get it right. It looks good. There we go, I'm out of bounds. Wonderful. So this area is already loaded because I loaded it before I clipped out of bounds. If I hadn't loaded it, there would be no way to load this area.
Also very dramatic music for no reason.
Yeah. It's gonna end though, because I'm gonna get a safety checkpoint over here. There's a way to kind of roll up against the pillar for a while to clip out of bounds. Don't worry about the Centaur, he's fine. And now I'm gonna go for what I call finale hell. 3, 4. And I messed it up.
That's us.
I need to backwards bug jump 17 times. If you want to, you can count with me in the audience. It's 17 backwards bug jumps. One, 2, 3, and I messed it up already. Wait, I can save this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whatever. I'll just do it glitchlessly from here on. This is also really fun to show off anyway, even though it doesn't really fit. So there's usually a bunch of targets you're supposed to shoot in this room. But if I just open the very last gate in here, just the very last one, and then trigger a checkpoint, just any checkpoint, and then just kind of reload the game, then all 3 gates are open. The game doesn't check for every single one of these gates individually, it only checks if you've opened the last one. And so if you get a checkpoint, all of the gates are just open. So this is, I'm basically just doing glitchless strats. But don't worry, I got one more bug jump for you. Right now. Okay. Don't fall, there's lava everywhere. Okay, I need to go slower here on purpose to lose some height. Okay, good. So now it's time for the final boss fight. I'm gonna have to go and change my control mode. What did I just do?
Hey, there we go.
I just did something to my display settings.
Yeah.
Oh, it was nothing important.
Yeah,
okay, what I actually meant to do was change my control mode to manual.
Should be fine.
Oh, I think the window is smaller now. Oh no, we're good, okay. So normally you always play on a combat mode called Advanced Hold, where basically lever will not, the camera won't face toward any specific target, which is useful if you all constantly have your guns out. Come on, please. There we go. But I need to switch to manual aim here because I want lever to specifically aim at the wings, which is very difficult if you don't turn manual aim on. Okay. Okay, so now I have to shoot her and then shoot her in the back exactly 7 times, because that way she just barely stays aggroed and I can do extra damage. Just enough damage to 2-cycle her. Otherwise I'd have to do a whole additional cycle. If everything is right, then that should be it. All right. So the rest of this is just a quick time event. So I want to give a few shout-outs now that I'm basically at the end. I want to give a shout-out to the Tomb Runners Discord, specifically the Heinke, who just did a donation, and the 3 runners ahead of me on the leaderboard, Brinu, Dark Spots, and Lil Diddy. Would not be here without you. I also want to give a shout-out to my dad, who is behind me in the audience. Right now, there he is. He organized a lot of my journey here. I am useless without him. Then I want to give a shout-out to my brother, who helped me relocate my suitcase, which I lost traveling here. Thank him so much. And last but not least, a shout-out to my sister, whose birthday I unfortunately missed 2 days ago. So on her behalf, I apologize. She will not like this, but everybody, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. The name is Shady. Happy birthday, dear Shady. Happy birthday to you. Yay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. All right, one more cutscene, and that is time. There we go. That's the another run. I got one very final thing that you need to see, one last. It's only gonna take a moment. I'm gonna show you an entire speedrun category that I made up. It's called Crash %. Start a new game and crash the game as fast as possible. Starts now.
I'm counting time.
Oh. And crashed. There we go, time. It's over.
6 seconds.
Wonderful. And that's it for me.
ImPursky, thank you so much for that run. I'm, of course, happy to share a fake birthday with Shady. Kadarev, thank you very much for your commentary as well. ImPursky, thank you for the run. Stick around. We have Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time coming up. Get your final donations in for the incentive between Crash and Coco. Coco way in the lead at the moment, but anything can happen with your donation. So sit tight, be comfortable, and we'll be right back after this short intermission.